Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of me answering questions. There are a lot of them, so I need to do a part 2 and maybe even after this a part 3. Again, my name is BJ Wimpy and I put out on my community board like to ask me questions because I would love to do some Q&As. So this is part 2 of that Q&A and we are just going to be continuing on. 6-9. Will you ever play another person than the Senate himself, and if so, who? Yes, I will play many people other than the Senate. Currently, like I said in an earlier question, I have a Daredevil like in my closet. I can see it right now. I have a Daredevil. I have a classic Stormtrooper, a 501st clone. I'm working on a Din Djarin, and I'm working on a Cassian Andor. So yeah. Lots of them. And I will probably do hundreds more. I love cosplaying. I want to do all of the different Biff iterations from Back to the Future. So like 1950s Biff, modern Biff, future Biff, old man Biff, Griff, Mad Dog Tannen, all those stuff. That I think would be a lot of fun to do all of the different Biff iterations. Sapphire Moments. They ask, would you ever consider doing a Palpatine Reacts, Watches, etc. series? I feel like a lot of people would enjoy it, and you'd get to show off your Papa Palp voice for more than a short little clip. I thought about doing that, yes. And I have done some longer videos, like there's the videos where I read a storybook and stuff like that, which are slightly longer clips. I did like the review of the lightsaber, the unboxing. However, I will say that a lot of my longer videos don't get very many views, and like looking at the analytics, people don't watch them all the way through. Like they'll watch a 7-second clip or a 10-second clip, but I have a video that's 3 minutes long, and like only like less than 50% of the people who watch it to the end. And so doing longer format stuff, I don't know if it's worth it necessarily. I would gladly do it. A Palpatine Reacts would be pretty funny. Plus, I've gotten pretty good at, ad-libbing and being quick on my toes when it comes to Palpatine stuff. So that might work. So I would consider it. Is there something that you would like to see Palpatine react to? That's another thing that's really hard. Like, what do people want to see me react to? Or what do they want to see me watch or play? Or different things like that. I'm very open to it. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Andrin has another question that says, have you ever been recognized in public? Me as BJ or me as Palpatine? I have had people when I've gone to like Celebration who like, oh, you're that Palpatine. Like that was not from my own videos because I only started this, back in December, but I was in K-Face TV's Star Wars Rap Battles. I'll link those in the description as well below. They were a lot of fun, and I was Emperor Palpabeat. But I've done 2 where I'm featured like as a rapper with him, and then in his first series of Star Wars Rap Battles, I was like on the stage just in my throne, sitting there looking all Emperor-ish and watching the rap battles go on. But like, so from that, I've had people go, you're Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars Rap Battles, and so that's fun. Me as BJ, yeah, I've had people recognize me in public. I have friends and stuff. I'm hoping that the next time we get to go to Celebration, which is in 2022, and that is in Anaheim, that I'll have some people who will recognize my Palpatine, and I think it'd be great. I've been thinking about making like patches for people who do, one that's like maybe like unlimited power cables or something. And so if someone's like, oh, you're the Palpatine from TikTok or from YouTube, I can go, yes, I am. Here's the patch. Congratulations for finding me. So that might be fun. So yeah. PULVERIZER YT says, why dress up as Palpatine and not Darth Maul or someone? Not that there's a problem with Palpatine. Like I said, Palpatine's just a character I've been doing for a long time, and he's a lot of fun. He gets to bounce back and forth, like I said, from the very serious movie Palpatine to the very goofy robot chicken and like Lego Star Wars Palpatine, and so it's a lot of fun. Darth Maul, I'd have to shave my head. I don't really want to do that. And I would gladly dress up as other people, and I have dressed up as other people. But man, Palpatine, I just have a ball as Palpatine. And so I probably will keep dressing up as Palpatine as well as others when I can. My makeup artist, Sean Gordon, who does my makeup, he actually does a really good Darth Maul as well. So you'll have to check him out. But yeah, thank you for your question. Henry Liu, let's see. Do Do you ever get anxiety when doing a Palpatine skit? Like the one where you rode like a pony in the middle of a mall. Did it give you anxiety just from... It gave me anxiety just from watching it. Luckily, no. I don't really get embarrassed. I don't really get anxiety. I thrive on attention. I'm a musical theater major. That's what I had in college, and like acting and voice acting is my main job. So like attention doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I kind of thrive on it. So no, it doesn't give me anxiety. Sometimes my cameraman, like Sean is usually my cameraman as well, he sometimes gets embarrassed and gets anxiety, which is kind of funny. But yeah, overall, nope. The Trent Roth. How did you decide that you wanted to look like Palpatine and make everyone's day 10 times better? Well, I started doing YouTube and like TikTok and stuff because one of my day jobs is I'm an in-building substitute teacher. And so I'm in the same school every single day, and I just move around wherever they need me. And my kids that I was teaching are way into TikTok, obviously. And so they told, oh, Mr. Wimpy, you should do a TikTok. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I had some old videos of me as Palpatine I put up there, and people just seemed to really like them. It made people's day better. And I like making people's day better. So, you know, during shutdown, it was a way to stay creative and a way to continue acting, because all my acting jobs went away during quarantine and during everything, you know, all the lockdown stuff. So it was a way for me to stay active in theater and active in performing. And then also it just became a lot of fun, and so I just keep doing it. So there you go, Trent. Audel LaRoque. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. That's my bad. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? Answer that. Oh, he says he has 2 questions. Number 1, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? My answer, whatever Star Wars movie I'm watching in that moment. And number 2, is the Emperor a fan of any sports? If so, what kind? Probably pod racing. I mean, that's a big sport. I know there's like maybe droid fighting, because I myself love like robot battles and stuff like that, so that might be fun. I don't know if he's more of a sports guy or more of like an arts guy, because we see him going to the opera and different things like that, so maybe he's not necessarily like one to go to a sports arena, but one to go to an opera house or a live play, something like that. He's hoity-toity enough that, yeah, that he wouldn't like sports, but he would just like that other stuff. So maybe that. Kuin. Let's see. They said, how much time does it take to dress up, and how much time do you need to redo a scene before it is good? So to dress up, to do the makeup, it takes about an hour. Sean and I, we've been doing it since 2007, and we've gotten it down pretty good to just about an hour. So that's about how long it takes when we're doing the makeup. And then putting on the rest of the costume is just a few minutes. And then how many times do you need to do to redo a scene before it's good? A lot of the time, I'm a one-take wonder, which is great. I don't have to do another take. I do it once, it's good enough. There's been a few times where I need a couple. I have like a blooper video for my jokes where I like mess up a joke, or I slur, or like my voice cracks, or I do something weird. And so I do that again. I'm actually editing together Papa Palpatine's Kitchen Part 2, and there's a few times where I'm like, bleh, let me redo that, and then we start over and do a clip again. And so there's that. But normally only 2 times, at most 3. But most of the time, 1. Question: how do you come up with the idea for dressing as Palpatine? Already answered that one. My makeup artist Sean Gordon said, hey, we could use a Palpatine for 501st events. And I said, let's do it. That was from Geo Emperor 171, by the way. Buhik Sina. I'm so sorry. Can you shoot lightning? I mean, every growing Palpatine should. I wish. I wish I could figure out a way to do something like that in my cosplay. I think it'd be awesome. I know in like my music video for You'll Be Back, we add in lightning with VFX, and I've seen people add in lightning, and I can do that, obviously. But in person, I can't. I wish. That'd be so cool. Grant Niddrie, he says, or they say, excuse me, I shouldn't assume. What did people think, and how do they react when you go into public in costume? I answered this before. Most of the time, they don't. most people try to act like I'm not there or ignore me or avoid me. So, yeah, it's not as fun as most people think. Some people get excited to see Palpatine, want photos and stuff, but most of the time, they don't react. SMT3 says, how is a power cable the source of your unlimited power? So it was just a joke. I was in Target one day and Sean was there and I saw like the recharging cables for your phone and whatnot all hanging there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Sean, just record me saying this. And so unlimited power cables. So that's where that came from. Jericona says, what is your first ever cosplay and your worst cosplay? My first ever cosplay, not counting like Halloween and stuff like that, my first ever cosplay was a knight in shining armor. My dad made me a knight out of boxes. Like, we had a ton of boxes. I don't remember why, but like long boxes and like a square box and blah, blah, blah. And he was able to like make me a suit of armor out of cardboard boxes. And that was probably my first, probably my worst too, just because it was, you know, made out of cardboard. But I loved it so much. And I know it got thrown away like in the garbage the next day, but I felt so cool in that armor. And actually, ever since then, I always thought how cool it would be to be a stormtrooper. And that's one reason why I gravitated to the 501st. Because I wanted to do stormtrooper armor. Because armor is just cool. But my worst like cosplay is actually probably my Captain America. I threw my Captain America cosplay together in like an afternoon. And that was to go to see the original Avengers with my friend Lindsay and her husband Brandon. And I believe it was Brandon's sister who came with us, as well as at the time my girlfriend. And we dressed as like the Avengers. I dressed as Captain America. My at the time girlfriend dressed as Tony Stark. Lindsay was the Hulk, and she was an amazing Hulk. Brandon, her husband, was Thor. And then his sister or sister-in-law, I don't remember which one, but she was Black Widow. So we didn't have all the Avengers, but we had us, and it was great. But it's a cosplay I've only worn twice. I wore it to that thing and one other thing, and it's one that I would love to redo, my Captain America cosplay. Amster11, have you ever done other Star Wars characters aside from Palpatine? Yes. I've done a 501st clone and a Stormtrooper are like my official costumes that I have completely. I would gladly do many more. I want to do an Imperial Officer, a Din Djarin, Cassian Andor. I'd love to do a Han Solo, Luke Skywalker. Like, there's so many I would love to do. But how long did it take you to learn how to do the voice, my Emperor? And that was from Lawrence Goodrick, who said that, excuse me. I've been doing Palpatine since 2007, so I've been working on the voice ever since then. And yeah, so I've been doing it ever since then. I will say I have a very good mimicer's ear, and I was able to get and do Palpatine, but just by practicing very, very quickly. If you listen and practice, you can do many voices pretty quickly. It just kind of depends. But yeah, that's there you go. I hope that helped. Continue to light us for millennia to come. That was Jared Lovan, or Lovan. And yes, I will delight you as long as I can. Because I love doing this. I hope to be a performer and an entertainer my whole life. That's what I love doing. That's my job right now, and I hope that I can always do that. Drip Z. Have you ever interacted with someone while filming your videos? Yes, I have. Actually, one of my favorite interactions was pretty recently. We were at a local supermarket, and we were at the checkout, and my friend Sean, my makeup artist, he was there filming, and he said, I wish I hadn't turned the camera off, because we got to checkout, and the guy behind the checkout, his name was Seth. And I said, oh, Seth, it sounds like Sith. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess it does. Like, good, Seth, good. And then I pointed to the bagger, and I'm like, kill him. And so it was like, and then the bagger was like, and it was just really funny. But I love getting to interact with people when I'm Palpatine out and about. It's so fun. Richard B says, can you do a green screen? I'm sure I could. I don't as of right now. I should get one, honestly, for this wall, for my different videos and everything. And I make enough videos, I should have a green screen. But I don't as of yet. But I should. Good idea. Thank you. Joseph Panarietta. Sorry. What other impressions will you do in the future? Do you have plans to do other stuff on YouTube, like Let's Plays or movie reviews? Someone else already asked me that, and I do lots of impressions, and I will continue to do more impressions, and I think doing like a movie review or like a Palpatine Reacts is a good idea. Hydra is cool. I don't know about that. But their question is, what is your favorite Star Wars ship? Space stations count too. My favorite Star Wars ship is probably Poe and Finn. Oh, you meant Starship. Oh, okay. Probably the Death Star 2. Love the Death Star 2. Just like the not completed but still functional is kind of cool looking. I always thought the Death Star 1 was kind of goofy, just a big orb floating out there. Like, I like this look better. But I mean, like, the X-Wing fighter is great. B-Wing fighters are really interesting. All sorts of really cool things like that, yeah. Zachary Lamoreux, Lamoreux, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, says, what inspired you to do this? And I said that at the very beginning. My friend David, who has his channel here on YouTube, David Displays Model Behavior, he did a question and answer, and I thought, you know what? I want to do that. So here we are. What is your opinion on Star Wars furries? Who would you like to be as a furry? Wookiee, Ewoks. Would you like a pet Chewbacca? I don't know if I'd like a... Oh, this is the V word. I don't know if I'd like a pet Chewbacca because they're sentient, but a friend Chewbacca would be great. Star Wars furries are awesome. I don't have a problem with Star Wars furries at all. That's great. I would actually love to do a Chewbacca costume. I think that would be so fun. Hopefully one day I can do that. Funny fella. He says, did you intend for the Emperor videos to become your main focus, or did it just sort of happen? It just sort of happened. Like, I did a few Palpatine videos, and people responded to them really well. And so I did more, and people responded to them very well. And so it's kind of become like my niche. And as long as I'm having fun, and as long as I can keep coming up with ideas, I'm happy to keep doing it. So, but yeah, I just kind of fell into it. John Doe says, you should make a cameo account or something. Check it out. I would be keen to buy some Palps videos. I thought about that, but also, on the same time, I don't know if I'm allowed to. Like, I don't know how Disney would feel about me making, like, hey, buy time with Emperor Palpatine, you know, buy a video. So I don't know how well that would work. So I'll look into it, but I don't think it's going to happen. JJ Grabs, or Graves. Graves? Okay. What exactly is the process you use to make your degraded Palpatine face? What's used to make it? How long does it take? I actually have a video about this. My prosthetic is it's a prosthetic. It's made of foam latex, and Sean, my makeup artist, he sculpted it onto a live cast of my face. So it's made specifically to fit my face. It's made of foam latex, so it's very rubbery and spongy. I'd say more like a sponge than rubber, but very flexible and sponge-like. And it gets glued onto my face and then gets painted. And we have to do that every time. So when you take it off, it tears. But we have a mold that Sean made that we can make more prosthetics as we need them. It's actually the same way that they did Palpatine in the original trilogy. I believe in the prequel trilogy, he's silicone, and in the sequel trilogy, I actually think most of the time he's CGI. I could be wrong on that one. But because I mean, like, for Rise of Skywalker, he has like normal Ian McDiarmid face for most of it. And then near the end, he gets kind of more like the big eye, like the big eye things and like the kind of the creases. But yeah, so foam latex prosthetic, and it takes about an hour to get into makeup. So there's that. COWZ. How long can you go before you run out of jokes? Hopefully never. I don't know. I still have, I think, almost 100 that I haven't posted. So as long as I keep finding more, I'm going to keep doing more. If you have any, send them my way, because sometimes it gets hard to find some, but I'll keep going. Jer K, which I think is just jerk, says, do you ever just go to a random Comic-Con dressed as Palps? All the time. I've been to Salt Lake City Comic-Con, or FanX as they call it now, San Diego Comic-Con, Star Wars Celebrations. Yeah, I go to a lot of cons dressed as Palpatine. How does it feel being the Senate? This is from Amen 2. It's pretty awesome. Like, the reactions that I get being Palpatine is just so epic, and I love it. Who's your favorite character after Palpatine? I think I answered this already. This is from I Swallow Coonfire. And I like Luke, probably, is probably one of my favorite characters. Love Luke. Hornet 1. Did you order the droid army to shut down at the end of the war because you knew they were superior to the Empire in every way? Of course not. I ordered them to shut down because the war was over. Geo Emperor says, will you go to any conventions as our best boy, Papa Palpatine? Yes, I will. I'll be going to a lot. I know for sure Salt Lake City Comic-Con, or FanX as they call it. Hopefully San Diego Comic-Con, Star Wars Celebrations for sure. And if I can pull any others, I would love to. Is there any specific cons you would like to see me at? I'd love to. Dead Paul says, do you have unlimited power? I wish that would be great if I had some unlimited power. However, I do not. You ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? That's from Rohit Hansta. And of course I've heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. It's not a story of the Jedi would tell you. Darth Plagueis was a Sith Lord who became so powerful in the Force, he could manipulate the midichlorians to create life. Dun dun dun. Tyler Hudson says, are you Pedro Pascal's twin brother? I am not. I'm always very flattered when people say I look like Pedro Pascal, because he's a good-looking dude. But, nope. I am not. As far as I know, we are not related, but because of that, like, slight look-alike, I am definitely going to do Mandalorian cosplay. So stay tuned for that. Stranger Gree says, how do you put on the Palpatine costume? One sleeve at a time. Just put it on. But no, really, I think you're probably asking about the makeup. That's the main one that everyone asks about. It's a foam latex prosthetic that my makeup artist Sean Gordon sculpted specifically for me. It gets glued onto my face and then painted each time. And I do have to use a new prosthetic every time. Same as like when they do the movies. You use a new one every single time so that it looks fresh and good. And the edges like around my eyes, mouth, and even like the sides of my neck are paper thin and they just disappear. But it normally, the makeup takes about an hour. So there's that. Which Star Wars movie is your favorite? And that's Anakin Skywalker asking me that. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. My favorite Star Wars movie is whatever Star Wars movie I'm currently watching. I just love Star Wars movies. Matthew Moore says, what is your dream job? Luckily, I get to work as my dream job most days. Voiceover work is my dream job, but acting is, like, I love acting. Live action, like doing plays or doing movies would be great. I've done one commercial and I want to do more. So just continuing to be an actor and voiceover artist is my dream job. How are you? Please answer good. Dressed as Emperor Palpatine. I'm not dressed as Emperor Palpatine, and this is la 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 lee. But I'll say, I'm good. Only Gamer 43. Will Vader ever appear? Vader has appeared in one of my videos. I did a little spoof of Liar Liar, and Vader was in it. I also have 2 more videos right now where Vader is in it, and me and some of my Sith brethren, including Vader and Darth Maul, have a plan to do a few little videos together. So yes, you will see Vader in the future. Wade Does Santos says, which side of your family do you get your humor from? My family would debate you on that. My dad definitely says that I get my talent from him, because when he was in, I think, elementary school, he did his school play and he played the cowboy on the moon. He was a cowboy on the moon flying high. And so he says that's where I get it from. My dad is definitely a dad joke kind of guy, and I love it. And he has a very good sense of humor. But my mother is so talented in, like, playing the piano, and she's actually pretty humorous too. So luckily I think I got it from both. But man, me and my siblings, when we're together, like, we can just go, and it's so much fun being together and just goofing off and having fun and a lot of humor. So it goes from both sides of my family. Were you ever at conventions? Yes, this is from Pandoxer D. And yes, I have done many conventions, and I will do many more. The ones I frequent most often are Salt Lake City Comic-Con, or Fan Expo as it's called now, or Star Wars, Fan Expo FanX because it's right here in my home state. I don't have to travel very far. I travel about an hour to it. I have done San Diego Comic-Con, and I've done Star Wars Celebration in Florida, Chicago, and Anaheim, and I'm planning on going to Star Wars Celebration in 2020, which is in Anaheim as well. But yeah, I love doing conventions. So is there any conventions you'd like to see me at? Because I would love to come and do any. RM says, how old are you and where are you from? I am 35 years old and I am from the United States of America. I am currently living in good old Utah, right here in the States. But yeah, last but not least, drum roll. Do you play any Star Wars video games? And this is going to be a lame last question because the answer, no. I'm not a very big gamer. Oh, and this is from Yerzhan Yelkishov. I'm sorry, I pronounced that way wrong. Please correct me on how to pronounce your name. I apologize. But yes, I don't really play video games. I used to play like the Star Wars Lego games because a friend had it, and so we'd play whenever I was over at his house. I've played Battlefront 1 before. I played this much of The Force Unleashed, this much of Jedi Fallen Order, but I don't really play video games, so no. I don't really have a lot of video games. If you could recommend one Star Wars video game to me, what would it be and why? So that I can maybe look in. All right, guys, that wraps it up. So it only had to be a two-parter. But let me just say thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for being part of my channel. At this time, I have over 41,000 of you right here on my YouTube channel, and that's amazing. I remember how amazed I was when I got 100, and then how amazed I was when I got 1,000. And now that I have over 40,000 of you here, it's so incredible. And I hope to keep growing it and keep going and keep doing. And I hope to keep making you guys smile. And as long as I'm having fun and you're having fun, I'll keep making videos. If you ever have any ideas for Papa Palpatine or for me, BJ Wimpy, to do, please drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, everyone, may the Force be with you. And thank you so much for being part of my very first question and answer videos. See you later.